And welcome everybody. We are going to do a live stream tonight of the Mega Hull. It's just going to be just a simple introduction to the Mega Hull, what you need to get it started, and once started, what you need to do to get through the TLCs that Kixeye gives us, so you can get all the good megabits to actually be able to fight everybody else. So what we're going to do tonight is very simple. It's going to be very, 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 very boring for people that already have their Mega Hulls and are hitting stuff, but it's hopefully going to help those that have not started get into the Mega Hull game with the different requirements that Kixeye has made, the lowering of the requirements. It's not an end game item anymore, so hopefully this will bring some more people into the Mega game and get us to have some more targets for us to kill. It'll be nice. So I'm going to have Imri on present. I have here tonight, let me see if I can actually get this right. I got Dr. Death.
Hello, everyone.
Imri.
Hello, everyone.
I have Disturbed.
Hello.
And Rum Runner.
Hello, everyone.
So hopefully we will have some good stuff for the beginning peeps, and this helps the Alliance guys get their guys up to speed without having to repeat themselves 50,000 times. A lot of the stuff that's going to be in here today for the first part is in an article as well that they can point them to. And with that, let's get started about owning a big ship. So the first thing that we have to have our players have is an Apollo. This is just this is the build that I use. There's a couple of different builds out there. I just happened to snag this one because I already had the slide done. I use a 262 build. It's blades, switchblades, and then phalanxes. And with this, with the proper build, I'm lazy, and it's a chore to hit the 91s. So I wanted something that would auto them, and this actually autos them very well. 3 of them will do it rather well. A 4th one built like this, I don't have to worry about fire fields accidentally catching me or anything else. I don't know about you guys. What do you guys use? The same thing? Something close?
I'm using the old basic, just all blades with 2 phalanx force.
You autoing yours too?
Autoing, yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what I have too.
All blades and phalanxes?
Yep.
Okay. I think the one thing that I guess we have to have as a takeaway for everybody is to have at least 2 phalanxes on each of the hulls. That way you can kind of avoid those little fire fields and cryo fields and all those crazy ass missiles coming off of the Mega Hull. But once they get this done, the basics to getting the gantry, first the gantry bits and then the Hyperion bits is what you need to go forward. So first concentrate on this. You can get it through the foundry. Hopefully that will be made easier soon. I don't know. It seems like a really difficult task for some people just getting into the game, but with help from your alliance, get your Apollos, get them built, and then you can go and start getting bits to build. Imri, next one.
Yeah, sure.
Well, actually, this is the 91. I'm sorry. I forgot we had this. This is what you're going to be hitting to get your bits. And I don't know about you guys. I like coming in at about 1, 2 o'clock. That way I can gauge the top right fleet, and then it kind of just goes in its own little counterclockwise engagement. You guys come in
usually around 11 or 12. That way I can control the fleets. I can pull them out, kill them, and then start picking off the.
So you drive yours, right?
I can auto them the way I come in at 11 or 12 o'clock for about 2 coin.
I'm driving too, but
I generally come in right about 7 o'clock and auto for about 15 to 18 minutes of damage.
I've heard a lot of people say they come in at 6, 7 o'clock and have some good success that way as well. Jason, what'd you say? Did we lose Jason? We might have lost Jason. I don't know. Yep. So after you hit these 91s, you get your gantry bits. And the next thing after you get, I can't remember how many is required, but if you flip to the next one.
120.
Right. It's 120. Where's the gantry pick? Did we lose the gantry pick? We did. We lost the gantry pick. We lost the gantry and the Hyperion pick. Okay. We had to, it's in my article. It shows the requirements for both the gantry and the Hyperion. Once you have enough bits to build the gantry, you can actually start hitting the 91s again and collect your Hyperion pieces while the gantry's building. And same when you get enough to build the Hyperion. As the Hyperion's building, you can actually stock up titanium while they're building. And then once your Hyperion is built, this is what you're going to see. A blank hull. You're going to already have the engines. You don't have to build an engine. You don't have to build a bridge. And you have your first cannon already equipped. This is the point where a lot of people get really, really frustrated because there's not really any clear indication from Kixeye as to what to do at this point. First thing you do is click one of the blank spaces, pick a module to build. Some of us have different ideas about what goes first. Like, I like building my cannons. I like my cannons a lot better. Emery, you like your mortars, right?
Oh yeah, I like to have some mortars.
I think when I first started mine, I had 2 cannons and then a mortar. And I know it was not enough for prize pack 1 of the campaign. But once you get this, then you can start thinking about upgrading the modules. You have to, if you go to the next slide, this will be the upgrade. When you see this, you're going to see on the bottom left-hand corner your requirements to build it up to the next level. You have to build the module up in order to fit your cannon or mortar to level 2. So you have to do the module first and then the weapon. They are inexorably tied together. So if you replace it with something else, the module and weapon go together along with anything that's equipped to the module. The module is one unit.
But now, a piece of advice to anybody that's just starting out, especially if you're in an alliance that'll take you out hunting, even if with just that one cannon, you can go out and start collecting data chips and collecting alloys from other players if you got good support fleets helping you. And you can upgrade this module while you are building your next module.
Yes.
I would also say that even if you don't have a working gun, because everything is upgrading, you can still hit people and let your alliance kill everything for you.
The alliances are a big part of this. You need to have it's rather difficult to do if you're on your own. Being a part of an alliance, especially someone that has an established mega hull, will help you tremendously.
Yeah, and I mean, I did it when I wasn't in an alliance, so it was much slower for me. But when you're in an alliance, I think you can actually engage when nothing is actually active on your mega hull, correct? And then have them just kill everything.
As long as there's a support fleet in there to kill the other mega for you, you can engage and you'll still win. If there's any resources to win, you'll win them.
So if you're in the alliance, if your alliance likes to go and hunt mega hulls, I mean, take advantage of it. I know when I was with my last alliance, we would actually schedule it. We were like, all right, tonight we're going to do mega hulls, and we'd take turns just loading up on our mega hulls and going and whacking everything that you could. It's actually great fun when you get a bunch of people together and start doing it. It gets real fun. It was surprising. People got into it real quick. I don't think we're going to cover it in this show, but I think in another show we'll cover, support fleets and tactics and all that stuff. This one I want to kind of concentrate on just basics. But yeah, at this point, once you have that first one built, like fresh out of the box, if you have a good, strong alliance and they want to come and help you, I mean, just go whack mega hulls and you'll be able to get all the parts to actually do this, to upgrade this. And then if we go to the next slide, you'll see that the next stage to upgrading would be to upgrade the weapon. And as you can see here, the damage actually increases a good chunk every time you upgrade. So it's, especially when you're going to start doing the TLCs, it's worth the upgrade time sometimes, especially when you start getting into the rockets. It'll help you tremendously going through the TLCs and stuff. And I think that kind of covers the basics. I mean, is there anything else you guys want to add to the people that are just starting with the Gantry or Hyperion before we get into the TLC stuff? I just wanted to make sure we cover
I think
that
we should
stuff
mention that it is possible to just prep the 91s, and even without a proper 91 killing fleet, it's possible to get the Gantry and the Hyperion going.
Yeah, it is. It's very easy to prep. If you got someone in your alliance that will prep for you, it's very easy for them to prep the 91s and just leave either the bridge on the Mega or the dock in there, some non-combative building, and then you can go in and kill it and collect your parts. So
yeah, but if you have people helping you, you might as well just go and whack some megas once your mega is built. A couple things that we should note. They've changed the way that the bubble works on it. So now you have, I believe, 24 hours if the bridge gets killed.
Right.
And unlike your base, you cannot pop that bubble. You have to wait those 24 hours to be able to start hitting things again. I don't remember. Is it 4 hours for the bridge? For the engine to repair?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so it's 4 hours for everything on the ship to repair, but the bridge. The bridge takes 24 hours to repair.
So you can't move if you get killed, you can't move your mega for 4 hours, and then you can move it, but you can't hit anything for 20 hours after that.
Okay.
So you have a full 24 hours.
Some experience that I just noticed a moment ago because I added something to mine. I went ahead and finished off the repairs, and it did let me take off the last 4 or 5 hours of the bridge itself. I was able to coin that to get things started again.
Yeah, you can coin it.
Yeah.
Right, and once your bridge is repaired, you lose your bubble and you can go hit.
Right. But you don't have to wait the full day was my point.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I don't know that I'm coining any. Yeah, no. I like my mega, but I don't like it that much.
It was only 10 coins, and I needed to start the chopper module.
And I don't know that that's going to, there's going to be very few people first getting into this that are going to want to coin their bridge to start going to whack stuff again. But it's good to know.
That's when you start timing your bubble so that it expires just before you want to go out and play with it the next day.
Oh, hit until you die? Yeah, that's not a bad idea either.
Oh,
that's what I've started doing.
And another thing, too, that is a good thing. Hit till you die. And then when you die, start building up the metal alloys for whatever your next upgrade, because they're only half an hour. And the metal, you always get data chips. Alloys, you're going to have to build some, because not so many players have the alloys. Start building your alloys for your next upgrade so that when that 24 hours is up, if you got something you can start, you start it and burn them, because during that 24 hours, no one can hit you and steal them from you.
Right.
Take advantage. Yeah, take advantage of your bubble.
Everyone who's hitting a mega is hoping for a metal alloy.
Honestly, that's true. I get so many of the advanced component things that I don't think I'm gonna ever run out of those. But the metal alloy is a pain in the butt to get. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if they got to adjust that or what, but it's the most sought after megabit that there is right now.
And you need so many at higher levels. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean some of the actually not even that high level. Like if you go into number 3 of one of the, I can't remember what it was. I was trying to upgrade to the 3rd level, and it was like 22 of them. And I was like, you got to be kidding me, man! It's a lot.
So later we see level 4 engine module, 36 metal.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that's the basic stuff. I think that will get everyone up and going, at least to get their Hyperion built. Hopefully Stu's watching and he knows to, buy his little bits and start it. Everyone else hopefully will do it the slow way. I don't know. But, once you get it done, the first thing, I mean, I'm torn. I want to say the first thing should be you focusing on being able to get to the TLC, because the items in that TLC are what make your mega hull much stronger. I mean, yeah, you can go out and hit other mega hulls. You can build some stuff and prep for that. But I believe the best path is actually just start, because you can use it to hit other mega hulls as well. But it's the best path, I think, is to prep yourself for the TLC, because with proper preparation, you'll be able to do it with no coin. I mean, we've done it with no coin, so it might take a little bit longer. You won't be able to do it in one go, but it's been coming out every month. And that gives you a month in between each time to get to each section, and maybe past that because you get 6 days. So we're going to start into the TLC next. I think we're going to go over each section and each prize pack individually, input some stuff that, some of the things that worked for us. We're going to use Imri's builds, because he has gone through the entire thing absolutely coin free, and I think a little bit easier than what I did for mine. So Imri, I think this point is you're up, buddy.
Okay. So first thing first, I'd like to tell you guys that this is not something that you can do in 1 month. It's gonna take a couple of months, and you have to aim to do this in stages. You need to build on the things that you win and prepare for the next rounds. And the way I've done it before this is that I've been watching other people doing stuff because I was actually behind, and I was trying to catch up. And each and every time when I won my stuff, I was looking at the vid how to do the next level, and I was spending the whole month trying to build for it. So let's start with campaign number 1. So this is how it would look like. This is not KIXEYE game footage. This is something that I made up for the occasion. Stage would look like your Mega against 5 Apollos. And the Apollos will try to kill you in a pattern like that. And it used to be enough to kill these with just 3 cannons. But when KIXEYE came up with the idea to make stuff easier, they made this campaign harder. And now you can't kill this with just 3 cannons. We've tried it multiple times. You need about 5 things to shoot at them. My recommendation would be to build 2 mortars and 3 cannons. And this should be able to handle what this price pack 1 throws at you. If you add any weapons to something, I would recommend it to be used here, where you got the highest probability of killing something as fast as possible. Because the 2 mortars will deal with the first 3 Apollos, and they will never even shoot at you. The other 3 cannons just need to track the 2 Apollos and kill them.
Yeah. Now, you know, the thing, and we should have probably added a little refit thing there, but on that cannon on the right-hand side that he has highlighted, that's what he means is that you can go in when you refit a module, you can actually refit weapons to it. You can, and this one, what'd you say? Cyclones is probably the best because they come close enough to get whacked.
Yep. Cyclones tend to be working the best against Apollos.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when I did this first prize pack, I did it with just, I think, a mortar and 3 cannons. And the mortars, a lot of people don't like the mortars because they're slow. But the thing is the pattern that they fire, especially in this first prize pack, will catch that left-hand group and weaken them or even kill them sometimes. Especially if you have cannons set behind, just behind them and stuff. This first prize pack, I wish it had stayed as easy as it was, just because it's the, the path to get everything else just hinges on this one. I would not be afraid to load up your entire Mega with weapons just to get by this first one if you have the time. I mean, 3 days a pop. You start with one of them, and you have a month before the next, the TLC. If you miss a TLC, you have a month before the next TLC. You can work on these things as you're waiting for the TLC to come up. But yeah, this first one's very important. It hinges. If you want to go to the next slide, I mean, this is going to be the prize that everything else hinges on. This is kind of like a requirement to continue in the TLC and in most of the game, because everyone has these things on their Mega Hulls if they're hitting other Mega Hulls.
And once you manage to put your hands on one of these, you should forget about building anything else, because this is the most important thing that you're gonna need. It depends. You're gonna rely on reaching the next prize. Without having 1 or 2 of these, you won't be able to get your hands on the engine. Easy as that.
Yeah, and I mean, the strategy, especially for the TLC, hinges so much on having these because of the way that they have the pattern set for the Apollos. I mean, it'll as we go through this, it'll become a little bit more obvious. And we're kind of 2 minds, I think, on the panel on this. From this point forward, I don't know that I would build another non-blueprint module, because you should already have your cannons. If you want to upgrade those, that's fine. If you want to upgrade your mortars, that's fine. But I at this point, from here on, I was replacing my cannons with blueprint stuff, because the blueprint stuff is just so much stronger, especially when we get to the drones. The drones are an absolute necessity on your Mega Hull, but that's getting ahead of ourselves. So if you want to go into the next one, and start that up for us?
Okay. So next time you want to get your hands on the price pack 2. Now I'm running the same 3 cannons plus 2 mortars here, and I assume that 1 month is more than enough time to build 3 rockets. Now this is the first and last time you're gonna encounter a Legion megaship by itself without any kind of other ships trying to kill you with it. Now in this stage here, you're gonna basically use just the first 2 rockets, really. The third one down here will come into play later in the second stage. And,
enjoy this one, because this is the last time you don't see Apollos.
Right.
Okay, now the second stage will be the same thing with an extra 6 Apollos to try to kill you. And they are going to try to follow the path like this, as far as I can tell. And if they can do that much turning around, you're obviously doing something wrong. Your rockets should be killing them pretty much on sight. These are pretty easy to kill Apollos here. And once you manage to finish this stage, you're gonna get your 2 engines as a reward.
Right. I do want to mention the Apollos in this one are a little bit harder than what you see in the first one. they don't go down quite as easily. Now,
it's like they got a lot more armor on them.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the later stages, they definitely get so much harder.
One thing that Kixeye definitely does is adding more and more armor and maybe firepower to them as well.
Yeah. Now the engines, both of them have their own little quirks and bonuses. One of them is the kinetic engine module. That one is that the one that does the ballistic? Yep. It is, right?
Yeah.
That will boost your ballistic damage for your cannons. If you're cannon heavy, or if you plan on being cannon heavy, you want to equip this. The other one is the pyro engine, and that one does extra explosive damage. So if you have mortars and rockets, this is the one that you probably want to equip. I'm torn. I run the kinetic one because I still have cannons, and I like the fact that the cannons punch through a bunch of stuff while everything else is firing. I know Imri runs the pyro. What do you guys run?
I've got the kinetic engine.
And I'll be running the pyro. I have not upgraded that yet.
You haven't upgraded the modular?
No, I haven't upgraded the engine yet at all. Like I say, I fell out of it for a little while because it was so difficult to get the parts that you needed. And then when they increased the amount of uranium, it made a huge difference.
Yeah, that was a good bump from them. That's true. Emery, you run the pyro because you have your mortars and your rockets, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So, it's one of those things that you don't have to equip it right away. It's good when you get these, but if you have a definitive plan going forward, that's something that you can keep in mind, that each one of them does a nice little boost. And when you're getting hit from behind too, if you have armor on these things, it'll take just a little bit longer to kill.
Plus, you can also fit weapons or countermeasures on it. You can't do that with your stock engine.
Yep. So, then we get to the good one, right?
Oh yeah. Now here comes Spec 3, and when you get in there, you're gonna say deja vu. I've seen this one before. Yeah, that's because it is pretty much the same. Only thing is that the Apollos got harder again, and it is possible to get this price pack down plus the previous one with the same setup roughly. I've managed to do it. I had like a whole month between price pack 1, 2, and 3. So I've done price pack 1, and then I couldn't do 2, of course. And then I've done 2 and 3 in 2 days. And over here, I assume that you somehow built more rockets. And if you see my video, which is going to be posted if you haven't seen it yet, the Apollos are definitely harder to kill in here because these 3 here will manage to get down over here, as far as I can remember. And
Yeah.
in the previous price pack, they couldn't do that.
No, those actually, the first time I tried this, I failed horribly because of those right there. That actually caught me.
Yeah, so that's why you should have a second rocket over here facing to the right side.
So
just to
right,
do the rest.
right now, just to be clear, on this build, these are all, I believe these are all level 1s. There's 5 rockets, 3 cannons, and 2 mortars, correct?
Yeah. So I wouldn't recommend to keep everything on level 1. By all means, if you can, you should upgrade stuff as well, because you can
Right.
upgrade and build something at the same time. It's just that
That happens to work.
yeah, this is the general idea how you should place your stuff. The most important stuff is the 5 rockets here, but if you happen to have only 4, then like this rocket over here can be replaced with like a cannon or something.
Right.
And
the two on the side of the trick to actually get by everything.
yeah, because these 3, when they come by, they just barely get to the range and the angle of this rocket here, but that's enough to trigger it. And then it's gonna send a volley or 2 at them, and it's just gonna decimate most of their health.
Yeah.
In my view, you can see that I'm just barely not killing them. And I would say that this would be a place where a pyro engine would have made a difference for me.
Yeah, I think, I'm trying to think. I think I actually pulled this off with with just 3 rockets. And mine, the way you have the 2 there, one facing forward, one facing to the side, I think I had mine just facing to the side, and it pulled it off. Just barely, but I think I pulled it off. I had to watch a couple of videos first, and I think Jason's was one of them to get that done, because I had the first time I did it, I failed horribly on it, and it's because my mega hull was just not set up properly. And that's one of the things that I hope people will get. There's not one set way to do this. We're just going through what we know for sure worked. Talk to your alliance mates, talk to the people that have gone through this, and ask them. Look at some videos on YouTube. There's a bunch of us have videos on there that you can get an idea and fit your own will work. You know what I mean? You don't have to have this, but this one does work for sure. And like I said, this prize pack is, guy has got to be done. It's probably the best prize out of all of them. Yeah, it's the most important prize to get.
Other thing I'd like to mention is that when you're placing mortars in these stages, you shouldn't even think of putting them behind, because that will make them face sideways at best, and they won't be able to turn forward enough to be able to shoot at the megaship. They might be able to try to shoot at the Apollos, but they're gonna just turn around and they are not going to get hit by the mortars. So forward-facing mortars are the only option.
Okay, and that's stage 1. How's stage 2?
Okay, so the path is the same as before, nothing new there. Stage 2 will look like the same again. They just added more armor and damage to them, to the Apollos probably.
Yeah, they do get progressively worse. I mean, just understand that the stuff that you do in the previous prize packs will not carry sometimes into the next ones because of the progression of difficulty that they've included in the targets.
And once you manage to cut your way through this, then you're gonna get yourself the drone module, and this is a game changer here. Everything is going to be a hell of a lot different. You can use this to kill other people's megas with them a hell of a lot easier. You can use the drones to help out others in your hive, and
well, now that's the next part. That's the drone bridge. Without the drone bridge.
Oh yeah, well, you need to win the next package for that, but you have to have the drones.
Yeah, look, these are phenomenal.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, these things will carry you through some of the craziest. With these, is how I did the very last one, because this was the only thing that was still in the water, shooting at the Mega on the very last thing.
I think in order of importance, it goes the rockets and then the drones. I mean, that's just the way it is. You can't survive without these going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, drones are a must-have.
And you can make these things pretty damn powerful as well. Now, there's been some speculation as to the ranging of these and what happens, especially if you, I think, equip it with an engine or something. It will go to the range of that missile that's on board that comes with it when you build it. People are putting on launchers, and they do get in range most of the time, but it's not a guaranteed thing. The range will range to the maximum range of whatever you have equipped on the drone.
Yeah, I used to have concussive Gatling guns on mine, and that didn't work well at all.
It did not?
Nope, the range would get screwed up and they would get stuck. The 104 range and the 98 range seemed to conflict, and
yeah, so it's just like everything else. It's a ship unto itself. So the range things that work on our ships will work on this as well.
I think
So
where
just keep
these
that
come
in
into
mind.
play against other boats, other fleets that come in, is they will cross patterns with these, and that's when your weapons will come more into play, more so than the drones attacking the mega hull. Excuse me. So somebody comes in, they cross a fleet, your drones will go to attack those boats. When they get in that smaller range is when the other weapons will fire.
Yeah.
But one thing I think we need to let everybody know, just so people know this. No matter if you got rockets, you got mortars, you got missiles, whatever you got on your mega hull, those items, while they may, as they track across to hit the other mega hull, may hit they will never actually target your enemies' drones.
Well, they will not target the drones, but the weapons that you put on your drones, they will shoot if the enemy drones will get into their range.
Right.
If they're in range, or if they're crossing paths as one of them are going to attack the other. They also will always spawn in the same spot, and it may look like you don't have, it's a lot of times, especially when you're running two modules, it looks like you only have 4. They're actually spawning one on top of another. They actually spawn properly. So I know some people freak out sometimes when they first see it, and they're like, "Oh, what's going on? It's not doing it." They spawn on top of each other. They stack. They usually do okay in terms of getting to the target and stuff. There is a limit to how many drones each module has too. So just so you know, if you're going up against somebody and they have rockets and they end up killing all of your drones, you can run out of drones.
And that's 24 drones per module.
Yeah.
And one thing that we should straighten out here is that if you go into a battle, you fight someone and you lose, let's say, 23 out of 24 drones, and you finish that battle, you won. You hit someone else immediately, you're going to have another 24 drones at your hand immediately. There's no repair time on that.
Right. It's not like the drone modules that we carry on ships. So, but I don't know if I can stress this enough, but these are like, once you win these things, this is the very first thing you should do is build these modules onto your ship. And most people, I think, most of the ones I see run 2. I've seen a couple people run 3. I don't know how much success they have running the 3 over the 2. I know 2 is the minimum for me, because just running 1 was not enough. 2 of them. Do you run 3?
Well, now I think we need to get into this as well, that you can only build 2 until you have the drone module. When you get the drone module, you build the drone bridge, you build 3. When you upgrade your drone bridge, you can start adding more.
And you can theoretically go all the way up to 6.
Right.
There's actually a video on Hyperion Owner Club about a guy who actually did that.
Really? Oh, I'm gonna have to find that.
But yeah, you have to have the drone bridge, and you have to keep upgrading it to build more than 3.
So who's running? Someone said they were running 3. Who's running 3?
Me. I run 3, mainly for the TLCs.
Mainly for the TLCs. A lot of success with them.
Yeah, they kill your pies pretty well.
Good to know. I might have to add one more.
No, I've done all the TLCs with just 2 modules.
Me as well, but I mean, if it goes quicker, I mean,
hey, more's better.
Yeah,
yeah, you never know. I mean,
there's
I'm
no
still
reason not to have another one.
Yeah, I'm still not sold on these new Exocet missiles, but we'll see. All right, what's the next one? We're up to the next one now.
Okay, then after this, we need to build drone modules. There's no way to get through Price Pack 4 without drones. At least I would be very surprised if there is a way. Now, the drones are the crown jewels of your megaship at this point, and you should put your drone modules to the very back, because you want these to die the last. If you put it, let's say, to the nose, it's going to die first, and then once it dies, no more drone spawning, even if you have 20 more
available.
Yeah. So this stage here represents KIXEYE's advances in level design, and they moved stuff around to entertain us. But from here onwards, you don't really have to rely on your weapons to kill the Apollos. Your drones are going to do the job. They're going to spawn and they're going to start running back and forth until the Apollos are all gone, and then they're going to turn against the megaship. The Apollos would try to do something like that, but you're not going to see that.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. I would say that I wouldn't recommend anyone to just build a drone module without anything on it. Put a weapon, put armor, and definitely put a special on board. I'm running mine with missiles, and you need a solid fuel booster or something equivalent to that. The drone module's repair time does not get affected by the armor type that you use.
Right.
So this is a perfect place to utilize river bulkheads because it doesn't affect anything. It's 4 hours. No matter what.
See, I went with evade armor on one of them and bulk on the other one, but I used switchblades. It has the best DPS of any of the missiles. Has the same range as what's native to the drones, and they've worked out fantastic.
I like the dual option. I mean, if somebody comes at you with missiles, the switchblades fire. It gives you just that extra little bit of protection.
Yeah, they can also get stuck in defense mode, and then they are not firing that great. But that would be another topic for another show, I guess.
Yeah, not for long. Trust me, I've not had a single issue with the switchblades. I think by far they're the best choice for missiles right now for the drones. But that's my, I'm stubborn and pig-headed when it comes to my opinions.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that.
The first of the latter.
Well, the stubborn and the switchblades.
Well, I've been in a situation where the switchblades were not doing as great as they should, and I pretty much know why that happened.
Yeah, well, there is that little bug that they've never fixed on it, but I haven't had it be an issue yet. I do want to mention on this though that placement of a lot of the stuff is very important when you're doing these TLCs. And I don't know with this rocket one, I think this is another one that I actually had to point one of them off to the side rather than forward. I can't remember. But again, you can watch some videos and see what's been successful for other people. But the drone modules from here on out are an absolute necessity to continue forward in the TLCs.
In my experience, my drones were killing the Apollos so fast that they didn't have a chance to actually go past them and end up on the side of my megaship. So I didn't have need to have a rocket facing sideways. But if someone...
Go ahead.
So if someone builds some drones that turn out not to be working so great, then there might be a scenario where you could utilize a sideways facing rocket.
I would always put that second one on the right side, sideways facing right. Always. The one time I didn't, it wound up costing me, and I had to wind up coining it in order to get back in to finish the price back.
You filthy coiner.
I would put that facing right every time, without question.
Well, all right. If that's the idea, then I would grab this one here, probably, and put that one of the sides, whichever is more likely to meet those
Have a second,
Apollos.
yeah. Now,
But,
one thing, actually, one thing that I want to add here as well, just because we really didn't quite exactly cover it, and I probably should have earlier on. If you want to build more than just this, and you want to switch back and forth between configurations, you can actually, you don't lose these modules. You can actually build another module and put one of these in storage. And so long as they're healed, you can actually swap out what's in storage and what's on your mega hull. So you can have a build for when you go and hit stuff. You can have a build for when you're parking it at night, and you can have a build specifically for the TLCs as you go forward. So don't feel like you're absolutely stuck in one particular configuration with your mega hull. You can actually swap out the modules to whatever, you know, task you want to perform.
oh yeah, that's a great point. People can store up to 60 things in their storage.
George, if you want, I can go live with mine and show that real quick, how to swap one out.
Yeah, if you want to tell me you're ready, I'll make you present for a sec.
Okay, let me get back to that.
I'm going to do stuff on the fly. This is going to be fun.
Okay, we should be good to go if you share me.
Are you sharing your screen yet?
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
And it says Google Hangouts is sharing your screen.
No, you are.
Yeah, he is. I can see it.
You can see it? Okay, good. So walk us through it.
Yep.
If you guys can see the white circle that I've got highlighted there on the first cannon, all you have to do is, what am I getting to do here, guys?
Inventory. View inventory.
Yeah, I got screwed up, sorry. View inventory, and then that will allow you to choose something else. So let's say I wanted to put a mortar there. I select that, and you can see it already.
Hit view. Yeah, there you go.
It already pops in. Okay, now if you don't like the way it's facing, you click it again, click rotate, and it gives you the yellow will give you the direction you're currently facing. The green will give you your option. So if I click on the green, it will face forward. Now I'm going to go ahead and shrink out so you can see what the difference in the range is. So if I click on it again, it's going to give you the range of the mortar as it faces forward. That's the firing arc. And when I go back and change it again, it's not going to let me. Rotate it the other direction, and then I can zoom back out, and you can see how the firing arc changes.
Right. And actually, this is actually a good chance if you want to click on it and show them what lock range does. So if you want to see, if you click on a weapon and then hit lock range, what that all that does is it doesn't lock anything per se. It just will allow you to see your ranges while you click on another module to see to check for overlap and all that other stuff. See how that is right there? And that's all lock range is. I know a lot of people get confused by that, but I just wanted to bump that in while we had this. So let me switch back to Emery so we can finish up the slides, because I don't want to go over an hour because I want to go watch the Super Bowl. So, all right, Emery, back to you, man.
All right, so that was stage 1 in Price Pack 4. Now stage 2 is exactly the same thing with even more Apollos. And this is the new standard. You're gonna have to kill 12 Apollos, not just 6 now. And otherwise it's going to try to do the same. And it may be possible to get through the first stage without drones, but you're gonna die here without your drones. I think I tried that before, and I failed. But that was when I just won the drone module, and I was like, oh, maybe I can win the bridge too, and
Let's
I can
try
use
it.
both of them. No, you can't. You need to build your drones, and once you got your drones built, actually, if they are good enough, I think you can get through 4, 5, and 6 as well, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff that goes from here on up is just trying to compensate for the increase in difficulty on the Apollos, more or less.
So back in the day when I've got my drones built, I've did the price pack 4 and 6 during the same week. And the general consensus is that price pack 6 is easier than 5, right?
Yeah, it is.
So we can't try it, but we think that it is possible to do all 3 price packs once you got your drone sorted in one go. Now,
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I just want to say, if you want to run through this one so they can see which way they actually come.
Yeah, so they're gonna try pretty much the same. This is like an educated guess because the drones were killing them. So I was just guessing what the actual path would could be, because I've never seen the whole thing. But most probably they are coming at you and trying to kill your mega ship as usual. But usually the kill area is over here, and then once you've done killing those 6 Apollos, the drones will run to the other end, and they over here have a slight chance to get closer to you, and that's when your rockets will come into play.
Right.
So that's why I've got them facing forward.
That one on the left, I believe, facing forward is actually really good in this one. If I recall correctly, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know one of them. I think it's this one because the drones will actually hit the ones on the right, and the ones on the left get close enough where they start whacking your mega hull. So
also, there's the other thing that the mortar will actually hit Apollos here, because there's gonna be something coming from front, but they are turning around,
right,
and it's gonna aim at that first Apollo and start shooting, and probably that's gonna run away, but the ones behind are going to get hit a little bit.
And now on this one I took in the second rocket back, I faced it out left, and it worked excellent.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, see, that's good to know. That's good. It's like those little things. That's why I said people should watch a couple of them. This is, unfortunately, one of the things that disturbs me a little bit is that, these are items that you need to have for your mega hull, but it's kind of a tricky thing to get them all when you start getting into some of these high levels and you're just getting into this. And granted, it's not going to be in the first month or two, but it's still one of those things where it's a slow progression for your mega hull, and getting these things actually helps you, engage in the whole mega hull meta. And I think, making these as difficult as they are sometimes kind of inhibits that. But hopefully people watch these and get up to speed real quick is what I'm hoping.
Okay, so
what we got next?
Part of the best idea is look for the videos. I mean, the videos will
Yeah.
show you actually what happens.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
So, go ahead, Emery.
This drone bridge module, once you get your hands on it, you don't need this to be built to be able to be more successful in the following levels. It's got next to nothing to do with them. So you're building this for your own pleasure, to be able to help out your friends in your Nexus, to be able to put some countermeasures or guns on it and have your bridge shooting as well. Plus you can get some more hit points on your bridge so it dies a little bit later.
This is one of those things where, now that you have the drones, this bridge module is actually what kind of makes the Nexus usable for your alliance. I probably wouldn't recommend an alliance, hooking up on a Nexus unless there's several of you guys that have these things and close enough to where you can actually have them spawn in a battle. If a whole bunch of you guys have this bridge equipped and you have drones, it becomes a little bit more of a pain in the ass to hit the mega hulls that are at a Nexus because of it. So it's a cool little toy to play with, especially if you're in an alliance that's active with mega hulls. This is where it gets a little bit fun because it gives you some time to respond, and your alliance can go in and jump the guy that's hitting you guys, and it offers another layer of interaction in the game. So the next one is it 5?
Yeah, 5. Now, this level is showing something brand new because I made some tricks. In this price pack, you got your usual 12 Apollos, but instead of the coming at you from 2 directions kind of thing, they're gonna make like a daisy chain and they're gonna try to kill you like that. And that means that your drones are going to pick the fight in that area. And once you manage to slaughter all of them, you're gonna finish off the mega ship and the stage is complete. Now, if you are brave enough and you're trying to kill this price pack with your previous price pack setup, you're gonna finish this stage here, like I did. And then the second stage is where you are going to start having serious issues and you are going to fail with that setup. And the reason is because you need to divert your rockets to the other side as well, because you are going to be attacked from multiple directions, not from front. You guys have anything to add to this?
Just that if you can get through the prize pack 5, 5 and 6 are actually very, very similar enough to do it. So I don't know if you want to just run through them so they can see it, because you'll be able to see the similarity.
Yeah. So my personal feeling is that stage 2 in price pack 5 is the hardest stage in the entire 6 campaigns. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I agree. Not much to add. I mean, it's just tough. You just got to have them set right.
So this is what's waiting for you. You're gonna get it with even more Apollos here. You got 18 Apollos coming at you. And the trick to get rid of them is to have 2 rockets facing left and 2 facing right. The 5th one is facing forward just to help me get rid of these first 2 turrets as soon as possible, because they do damage, and if they fire at you, you're gonna start losing stuff at the front of your mega. And you don't want to lose that stuff before you kill the Apollos, trust me.
This one I think is a little bit tricky, just because I think they bumped. I'm not sure if it's in the first stage as well, but in this stage I definitely noticed some significant damage coming off the mega as well while I was trying to take care of while I was fighting the Apollos. But this one's where it starts getting interesting, where your placement actually matters a whole lot.
Yep, the placement of your rockets and everything else makes it or breaks it. Even if you have the right stuff, if it's not facing the right direction, you are screwed.
Yep.
There's no mercy from Kixeye here.
No.
And this is the part that I managed to figure out roughly. I haven't seen anything more from the Apollo because I've killed them. But they seem like they are stopping over here, and they just stop there.
They engage. Yep.
Everything. On the other side, they were actually moving around or trying to. So
it seemed like they actually tried to engage more in this one rather than loop around. It just seemed like they tried to stick around and engage a lot more.
Yep. And once you manage to pull this off and kill everything, then you're gonna get your hands on these. Now, I would say that the one that you should actually try to build is the anti-cannon one. I've got one anti-mortar one, and I can say that it can't even hold back fire coming from one single mortar. It's that crappy.
No, but the anti-cannon one does work.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite thing. But the anti-mortar one is like useless. I don't know if that's intentional or not.
Yeah, see, I'm still not sold on these, man. I still think I ascribe to the more firepower mantra. I don't know that I want to lose a weapon for one of these yet. I mean, it might change in the future, but right now I like having more of a punch
Well, the good thing about it, George, is you can swap these modules out. So if you decide
Sure.
you're going to be fighting a player that has more cannons, you can throw this on there. If you're going to be doing the TLCs, pull it off. Put whatever you want back there.
Yeah, there's no use for this in the TLC so far.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're going to do a TLC, you can pull it off. But if you're going to be out there fighting other megas, that's kind of nice to have when you get rid of the cannons.
Yeah, but the problem is that we can't pick megas, so we don't know in advance if we should put these on or
True.
not.
Yep.
So by default, I'm running with an anti-cannon one, but I'm not putting on the anti-mortar one if I...
No, I'd stay with the anti-cannon.
I'll have
And
to
one-
play with them.
One thing I'd like to just point out to any new players that haven't started doing this, when you complete any level of the TLC, you never have to do it again. It will always start you at the next level that you have not completed.
That's a good point.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, how'd you like to have to do number 5 over and over and over?
Oh, 6 was just like 5, so I don't know.
Yeah, but it was easier.
I think. Yeah, I was gonna say. I think 6 might have actually been easier than 5.
It was.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a best of collection of the previous campaign stages, really.
Well, let's see it.
So, Price Pack 6, this looks like the second stage of Price Pack 4, really. Same setup, everything, so nothing new here, really, so we shouldn't really waste much time on it. You've got the same idea. They're trying to kill you as usual, and you need to do the same thing. Over here, you don't have to worry about your rockets to really face sideways. Probably one of you will disagree with that, but I wasn't putting any rockets sideways. Do you guys have anything to add?
No, I ran through this one so fast I barely remember it actually. I
Right.
just wanted to get it done.
It was easy. Now the second stage would be the Price Pack 5 stage 1. So you got that Apollo line coming at you, and you just need to kill that with your drones. You just need to sit back and watch. The only thing that really helps in here is that rocket over there facing forward, because that shoots at the Apollos a little bit sooner than the other ones.
Yep.
And then history just repeats itself, really.
Yeah, same as the last. I mean, I actually liked it, and then that brings us to the last prize that we've had is
Yeah,
these.
it's
Now, has anybody bumped these up to level 2 yet? Because I got 2 of them at level 1 yet, and I'm not that impressed with them yet.
I've got one at level 2.
I've
Does
got
that-
one at level 2.
Just one at level 1.
How's the damage at level 2?
I couldn't tell that it increased appreciably. I heard someone say that at 3 and 4 they really rock, so that's where I'm trying to get the next one to.
Okay.
Yeah, at level 2, you don't really see much change in the damage. Though I will say this, these are really good for when you got a mega coming in with support fleets attacking you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The thing that I'd like to add is that if you're trying to use cannons or mortars, you're just sitting there and waiting till they are turning and actually firing. With these missiles, they pretty much turn immediately, and that's a huge plus.
But you get no engine bonuses. You can't use neither the kinetic
yeah,
nor the
that's-
pyro engine will boost these.
Right.
And also, they can't really track down moving targets. So if you got like a bunch of, let's say, Apollos coming in to help the guy out, and these are trying to shoot at those Apollos, they will miss.
Slow projectile speed. Big arc like mortars. But okay, I think that wraps us up. If people actually like this thing, we might do another one and go through some of the deeper issues or ideas and tactics and stuff. But I'm hoping that this was a good intro for players that have not gotten into mega hulls yet. That way they'll see what to expect, the path that they can take, and make it as painless as possible to get up to speed. I think that if players get these things started and get up to speed real quick and engage, it becomes pretty fun, especially if you're in an alliance that engages with you. I mean, it's kind of reminiscent of the old, bring a bunch of fleets and whack somebody days. So I liked it. I wanted to do something that helped the low and new players into the Mega Hull campaign stuff, and I'm hoping that it did. I want to thank you guys for coming out and watching. I want to thank the panel for coming out and hanging out with us instead of watching the Super Bowl stuff. It's 5 o'clock. The game kicks off in half an hour, so I think that's going to do it all. So I want to say goodnight and thank you, everybody.
Night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
See you guys again soon, hopefully. Good night.